construct a great wall at the border. Dismantle the criminal cartels and liberate our communities from the epidemic of gang violence and drugs pouring into our nation.
Donald Trump last night, his first stop on his thank you tour in Cincinnati. Now that's America's heartland, and you heard the response when Mr. Trump said it was time to build that border wall. Meantime, a startling new report out by the Media Research Center says 2/3 of the so-called juvenile aliens admitted into our country under President Obama's Central American Minors Program were not kids at all. For more on this story, we're very pleased to welcome in Brittany Hughes, assistant editor of MRC TV. Brittany, we thank you for your time tonight. So you wrote an article that I guess in one sense is startling, but in another sense is not startling, as only 30% of the aliens allowed in under this program are actually under the age of 18. Brittany, how did you get the research done to come up with this info?
Well, it's actually amazing what they'll tell you if you ask. It's sometimes amazing what they won't tell you if you ask. But I went to the State Department and simply asked them for statistics on their new CAM program. This is something that has actually been in existence for this month, marks the 2-year anniversary of the program. It took a little while to get it started. And it was launched in response to the 2014 influx of minors and families that were coming across the border. And it's something that we've reported on in the past. We like to update it because especially the past year or so, these numbers have really ramped up. People are starting to learn about this program and they're starting to apply. So we wanted to know, but one thing that we really hadn't delved into and something that we hadn't seen anybody delve into was the ages of the people who are being allowed into the country through this program. That's something that nobody had really looked into. So when you delve into the numbers, we found out that 1,600 people have already been approved through the Central American Minors Program and brought to the United States under the government, or the Obama administration really, their definition of a refugee or humanitarian parole. But only 480 of those were children under the age of 18, which means
okay, now wait, no, let me get this down. We got to hear this again. Only 480 were actually juveniles, actually minors?
480, yes. 480 out of 1,600, so that's right at 30%.
And what happens, of course, this program, and this was the real, I'm sorry, let me just call it what it is. It's a scam. When the Obama administration decided to declare basically all of Central America a refugee zone and allow people to leave there for whatever reason, Mr. Obama knew what he was doing. He was opening the floodgates. And I just have to ask you straight out, Brittany, is this a race against time? The next 50 days, this president trying to get as many illegals into this country as he can?
Well, you know, it's interesting. What I can tell you is that the first month of fiscal year 2017, which was in October, we saw a massive wave of illegal immigration at the border, family units and unaccompanied children that actually beat out any month in fiscal year 2016. So we've already seen a huge wave. A Texas border facility has actually been opened temporarily to deal with the influx because border agents don't have the space to put a lot of these people. They've already started shifting border agents from places in California and Arizona, as well as a few other places, to areas in Texas that are having this massive influx because we've seen it ramp up. Now, what we're going to see over the next couple of months remains to be seen. But this is especially when you're talking about the Central American Minors Program, what's really interesting about that program is that it was touted as a way to help alleviate illegal immigration at the border, saying, well, we'll create a program so that you don't have to come in via a human smuggler. The children can come in via this CAM program, and that will help alleviate this problem. It has not done so. We still have massive waves of illegal immigration at the border, plus all the people that are now being transferred under this CAM program, which we have now learned is not actually children. The vast majority of them are adults.
You know, Brittany Hughes, what you're pointing out, and especially that last point, it shows just the deficiency of truth-telling from the current administration, because the left always falls back on this line. It's for the children. But as you have pointed out in this report about these Central American refugees, these aliens, 2/3 of them are not children at all. Brittany Hughes from the Media Research Center and MRC TV tonight via Skype, we thank you for your time. We thank you for this report, and we hope you'll come back and visit with us again real soon, because obviously the next president has a lot of work to do changing the lawless nature of what the Obama administration is up to. Thanks very much.